What is awesome? This is Aspect1 here, and welcome back to another episode of Divine Speaker, the extended demo. Thank you guys for being patient with me. Seriously, I can't stress the support that you guys have been giving me. Seriously, it's been amazing. Couple things. One, we're close to 1,000 subscribers, so let's see in this next 2 weeks we can hit that goal of 1,000 subscribers. That would be amazing to hit, I think. And number two, the other thing I gotta mention is that we are gonna start live streaming. It kind of depends. So I've been thinking about like why I haven't been watching, or I'm sorry, I'm ahead of myself. I've been thinking about why I haven't been streaming. I think it's because so in case you guys don't know, I'm a big Dallas Stars fan, as yeah, go Stars, eh? But I've been watching the Stars, and they've been in the playoffs, so they've been making this incredible run, and I think that's been like the main reason why I haven't been live streaming now, thinking about it, because in case you don't know, hockey schedules for the most part, it's like every 2 days they play, and then because of COVID and such, sometimes they play back-to-back days. So it's like, I don't know, I feel like I've been occupying myself with other things instead of live streaming. But in case you guys don't know, it's at the Stanley Cup, which is like the finals, if you will, for hockey, and it's either going to end tonight for the Stars, or no matter what, it's going to end on Wednesday. So I'm happy to say that I'm going to be able to live stream either on Tuesday or Thursday night. It depends. It depends, but I might stream on Tuesday regardless, just because there's a certain thing that's going to happen on Tuesday night that I don't want to watch, for one, because one, I already know who I'm voting for, but also number two, I don't want to be part of the shenanigans that's going to happen from it. So, and it's probably gonna be the most watched thing supposedly, but yeah, anyways, I don't want to I don't want to hear the craziness from that. Plus I can see it afterwards on Twitter if I want to. But anyways, I just wanted to give you guys a quick house cleaning type of thing going on. But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to Divine Speaker. But seriously, thank you guys for waiting for a week and just been patient with this early. Anyways, the journey back to Fawn's house was both chilling and uneventful, even when I expected someone to jump out and grab me. Oh, I thought the lamp fell. I expected someone to jump out and grab me before driving me back into the pitch black darkness, but nothing came. I held on to Fawn's shirt the whole time, but he didn't seem to mind so much for acting tough in front of him. My eyes darted around, desperate for something, anything. No matter where I looked, I could feel those ghostly figures watching me. It's only my imagination, right? It's just the forest. Like I said, we might commit an episode to look at this, but the forest just that surrounds Aurelia Cavella is about dead. Oh, okay, I mean, yeah, that's the general idea. Again, we can just come back to that. Once we get back to Fawn's treehouse, I went up to the ladder as fast as I could, and he quickly climbed up after me. All I wanted was the comfort of walls around me, even if they were in a tree. Same. When I looked at him, his face seemed grim, his expression sullen.
I'm sorry. Would you have rathered I didn't show you? I don't know if it was a mistake or not. They've always been there, but they've never left that area. It's like they're stuck there. I don't think they can follow us here, so we're safe. I wouldn't let you be hurt, you know.
He looked away from me.
Don't worry, because I'll protect you.
He stopped the line before turning around and pretending to be busy. He rolled back around, his face bright red.
What's so funny? I'm being serious.
I couldn't help it. Rather, I didn't want to help it. It felt good to break the tension.
No. I believe you.
It doesn't sound like it.
Sometimes Fawn really does seem full of youthful energy. What a brave guy. So dependable. Actually, now that I think about it.
So, Fawn, I know you said you didn't know how long ago you came here, but do you know how old you are?
He stopped what he was doing to think for a moment. His face is still as red as a tomato, though.
I should have turned around 20 this year, I think.
Whoa, no way! I can't believe I'm younger than you.
This whole time I thought he was the same age as me. His small frame doesn't help that.
Wait, how old are you?
It was my 18th birthday 2 days ago.
You got thrown out on your birthday?
He looked pretty upset.
Yeah, but like you said, there's always two sides to anything. I might have left my home, but I wouldn't have met you otherwise.
Silver lining. Except this case, this is more than the silver lining. This is like best case scenario if you ask me. But I smiled at him. I wasn't even really exaggerating. It's true. Bad things have happened, but Fawn's been the only reason I survived out here, so I have to look on the bright side. Honestly, it feels like we've known each other for much longer than we actually have. It feels natural to be this close to him. I wonder if it's because of his personality? It makes me want to trust him, to get to know him.
I mean...
He covered his bright face up with his hand so I couldn't see him.
Sometimes you say the most romantic, corny things. It's embarrassing. How do you come up with these lines?
Thanks to my visual novel experience, that's why, Fawn. No, but seriously though, I would probably be doing the same thing as Raen is doing. I would probably say some very corny, cheesy stuff. And literally I would get it from anime, movies, or visual novels. It's one of the three. Happens all the time. Well, yeah, anyway.
Romantic?
I thought the word over in my head. Romantic? Nope, I definitely never heard of it before.
What does that mean?
He uncovered his face and looked straight at me. Surprisingly so, because, you know, it's a BL game after all. No one could ever look straight at anything.
You know, like, kind of lovey-dovey, mushy.
Lovey-dovey?
You know, love?
Hmm?
You can't be serious. It's what one person feels for another. And they get married, have kids, be in love, kiss. You know, it's that feeling you get in your chest when you look at someone you want to spend your life with.
Oh,
I've never heard of it.
maybe this is some kind of forest lingo. Should I try to fit in?
Haven't you seen people in your village in love? With children?
At home. Of course we have children. The speaker usually just pairs people together. We don't get to pick who we end up with. Most of the time it's people of similar positions or class. Then they have children.
Messed up, man.
But I've never heard of love, or kissing, or marriage.
You don't have love? Are you telling me it doesn't exist there? How can that be true? How could anyone survive without love?
Okay, guys, come on. This is a setup. This is a perfect setup, if you ask me. No pun intended, but we know what we're choosing. Because there better be a CG with it. There has to be a CG. There just has to be. But just a quick thought before I choose the first option, because the other two don't matter to me now, because I see the first option. But man, I don't know. Again, I don't know where the creators get the inspiration from, but it's very censor friendly, it seems like, in Aurelia Cavella or whatever it's called. The only reason I mention that because I watched a couple of videos of like about China's censorship and things like that. It's really sad. And then like you go on the outside where I'm like, holy crap, what the hell? What am I missing? What are other people saying? You know, it's like that type of thing. And the fact that he doesn't know what love is, that's really, really sad. I can't imagine how society would be without love. Or just knowing what it is. But some probably would feel that way, but not know what it is exactly. And a lot of like forcing. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a thought, if you will, just because of things I watched before. But anyways, let's come on. Teach me how, because I never been loved.
What's kissing? Can you teach me?
What? No, that's way too embarrassing.
Please? He wouldn't make eye contact with me. That made me all more curious. I feel like I'm missing out on something.
Please? I've never heard of it before.
It's like
He pursed his lips together.
when you put your lips on someone else's lips. And then, like, move them around a little bit. I've never kissed anyone before, so I'm not really sure either.
Oh.
You put your lips together? Why would you want to do that?
Because it feels nice, I think.
Come on, man. Come on. I feel the wind. The wind is taking the sails. Just fucking get the ship going, please.
Can we try it?
No!
Before I can ask any more questions, he leapt into the bed and buried his face in a pillow. Oh.
I'm suddenly really tired. Good night.
He seemed kind of embarrassed. Is love embarrassing? How come I never heard of it? I lay down my back next to Fawn, arms behind my head. More and more questions. When am I going to get some answers?
Hey, Fawn?
No response. Either he's too embarrassed or he's already asleep. I quietly stripped down to my underwear. I should think of a way to thank him properly. No. Come on, no! We have to have a kiss! With my eyes closed, I went over everything that's happened in the last few days. This marking. That red-headed man. The speaker.
Just like your father did.
Ooh. God, that voice. Oh, the speaker could get to your head, man. Oh, did he know my father? How? Why? No matter how much I thought about it, no answer came to me. Instead, I slowly drifted off to sleep to the sound of Fawn gently breathing.
Wake up, quickly, spreading. Awaken, wake up.
I blinked open my eyes and turned my head to the side.
Another strange dream.
Either they're getting less terrifying or I'm slowly getting used to them. What a scary thought. If only I could understood what they were trying to tell me. Something's kind of comfortable. Oh. Gosh dang it. Oh, I think we, yeah, log. Thank goodness for that. Huh? Oh, okay. I was about to say, wait, okay, that's interesting. So it starts up top. I was confused. Like, did somebody skip? But sometimes it's kind of uncomfortable. Oh, it's way too warm. I feel like I'm burning up. I tried to kick the sheets off my leg to find that Fawn had wrapped himself in them, and I didn't have any. Why is it so hot then? He was still asleep, a small crease in his brow. I'm sorry. I wonder what he's dreaming about. He must be tired after everything that happened yesterday. I reached down and brushed a few strands of hair off his face. They were stuck to his forehead, which was drenched in sweat. I glanced around the room. There was some kind of faint glow shining through the floorboards. What? Surely it isn't morning already? When I looked towards the doorway, the sky was still dark. I swear I'm gonna break this mouse. I'm gonna break this mouse for double clicking all the time by accident. Wait, oh, nope, not there. When I looked towards the doorway, the sky was still dark. What's that noise? Something's not right. I quickly slid out beside Fawn and walked up to the door. My chest felt tight and the air left my lungs.
No.
A wave of panic crept over me. Oh! Is it burning? The trees surrounding the house were engulfed in flames, and thick smoke billowed upwards towards the sky. The moon and stars were hidden. Actually, it wasn't just the surrounding trees that were all alight. Flames flicked at the bottom of Fawn's wooden floorboards. It wouldn't be long until the whole thing was aflame. I grabbed my clothes as fast as I could. We had to get out of here quickly. Not just quickly, but now.
Fawn, get up, quick!
I shook him until his eyes opened.
There's a fire! We need to get out of here, now!
The heat was starting to make it difficult to breathe if we wait much longer. I grabbed my things while Fawn scrambled out of bed. Fawn stood completely still, glaring at the ground. He made no effort to quicken his pace.
Fawn, we have to go! Right now! Like now!
Listen. I didn't do it on purpose.
Huh?
I didn't mean.
He was holding his head in his hands, staring at the ground. Even when I yelled at him to move, he stayed still. We had no time for this. I grabbed him by the hand and pulled him towards the doorway. He didn't resist, but he also tried to run with me instead of letting me drag along. The rope to get down was already alight, so that was off the table.
Fawn, I want you to jump after me. Can you do that?
I looked over at him. He gave me a slight nod, but he wouldn't meet my eyes. I jumped first, barely clearing the flickering flames that were quickly covering the forest floor. Once I landed safely, I turned back towards Fawn, arms outstretched without a second thought. But he didn't move.
Fawn, do you trust me?
He blinked a couple of times. He didn't say anything, he just jumped. I caught him in my arms and quickly set him down on the ground. We stood on the fourth floor for a moment, still holding on to each other, and the reality of the situation started to sink in. I followed Fawn's gaze up towards his treehouse. Who could have done this? He looked lost. He didn't make a sound, nor did he cry as the flames began to engulf the entirety of his home. He just stared ahead, completely still. An unspoken sadness came from him, like his heart had broken into a million pieces.
Fawn, come on, please! We need to go! It isn't safe here!
There's two of them. Shouldn't it be only one? I didn't hear anything about two.
Is that a voice? My ears perked up at the sounds of talking. Someone else is here. I couldn't work out which direction the voice is coming from through the crackling and popping of the flames. I tightened my grip on Fawn's arm. He's still just glaring. The smoke was beginning to get thicker, and the longer we stood here, the harder it was to see. It's getting pretty difficult to breathe.
Where's our other guy?
I've lost visuals on him. Nothing good ever comes from working with the likes of him anyway.
There's more than one of them. This is bad. I can't get Fawn to move now. We'll either be cooked alive or found by whoever's looking for us.
Fawn, listen to me. I think whoever caused this fire is still here. We really have to go, now.
I didn't.
I grabbed his shoulders and turned him to face me.
Please, Fawn.
Oh, okay.
I gave his arm a little pull, and this time he followed behind me easily, but his eyes are empty. He didn't say another word. The falling embers are lighting the grass around us on fire faster and faster. Every direction is getting completely engulfed. If we didn't find a way quickly, thank the gods it isn't windy out. We had only made it a short distance before Fawn came to a halt.
What's wrong?
There, to the left.
The left? My eyes followed his in the same direction. I could see two figures in the distance approaching Fawn's home. It doesn't look like they've seen us yet. It seems they're looking around the burning shrubs, searching. They must be looking for us. Fawn's house looked ready to collapse, and the fire still burned as strong, if not stronger than before, yet they still search. We need to be as far away from this as possible right now. Risking their lives like that? Are we that important to them?
Shouldn't you two be running?
Who? Another voice, different from the ones I heard earlier, shot out between the sounds of the cackling fire. And the freaking double click is real. Another voice, different from the one. While Foss and I were preoccupied with watching the other two, we didn't notice another coming from the tree line. Oh, it's Leo! The third person came into view. He was close enough that I took a few steps towards. I'd be able to touch him. My first thought was to ask for help, but a tug on my hand stopped me on my tracks.
Wait. He's armed.
Ah, you noticed.
The man chuckled faintly. In his hand, what is that? It looked like some kind of rope. That's the least of our worries by the looks of it. In his other hand, he held a dagger. This is dangerous. I think we should...
You know, it was way too easy to follow you out here. You don't exactly try and cover up your tracks, do you? If I was in your shoes, that would be the first thing I'd do. Guess we can't all be as wise as me, though.
Follow? Fawn pulled at my hand again until I was standing directly behind him, placing himself between us.
When they told me I'd be tracking some guy out into the forest, I was a little worried. But you know what? The thrill of catching you here is worth it.
He took a step towards Fawn and I. I flinched. A cold shiver ran down my back and I could feel myself covered in sweat. Have I heard that voice before? I searched desperately through the thick smoke. He was tall and slender, but most of his figure was obscured. Red. Red hair? The only thing I could make out on his face was a sly grin. I could hear Fawn whispering to me, desperation in his voice.
We need to run the...
A loud creaking noise came from behind us. The first part of Fawn's house began to crumble on the floor. The other two men were still at the base of the tree, but the debris just missed them. They continued their search, oblivious to what was happening over here. Fawn tightened his grip on my hand. I wouldn't be surprised if it was bruised later.
Fawn, I think that could be...
Raen. Raen. Wake up.
Shit.
Safety. Find him. Go. Far from here.
Where am I? I'm on the ground. Why? The fire? That man? Fawn. Fawn!
Fawn!
Raen.
When I sat up, the world around me span. Fawn was sprawled out on the ground not far from me. I crawled over to him. He didn't look hurt, but he seemed pretty out of it.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. I just... What? Where am I? What just happened?
He seemed a little confused, but I couldn't blame him. I'm confused too. I just hope he didn't hit his head. I checked over his body. He had a few scrapes, but it doesn't look like he's bleeding. Oh, phew. Slowly, I glanced back towards Fawn's house. Well, where it used to be, but now it's just a mountain of debris. what exactly just happened. It was falling, but then all I remember is a loud bang.
I think it exploded. Did you have something explosive in there?
The ground and trees around us were lightly charred, but the worst of the flames had gone down. Only embers were left sizzling on the ground. My throat felt hoarse from the smoke. I wish we had something to drink. Everything that Fawn had is gone. Everything he owned, collected, loved.
I'm so sorry.
What am I meant to do now? This is all my fault. I'm being punished.
It's not. Those people.
What's left for me now?
His question hung in the air, lingering. I don't know what I can say to him. What can you say to someone that has lost everything? Nothing. There's nothing I could do to make this better. That makes it even more painful.
My friends, where are they?
I'm sorry, Fawn. I wish I could do something.
Sitting here wasn't going to solve anything, though. I pushed myself onto my feet, swaying a little at first. The smoke definitely went to my head.
I'm going to see if anything survived the...
Do you think?
Fawn glanced up at me from where he was seated on the forest floor.
The other people? I don't know.
I'll come with you.
I held my hand out to Fawn and pulled him up beside me. This is just too awful. I looked sideways at Fawn, glad to see him by my side. I don't know exactly what we'll find over there, and I'm worried about those strange men. Are they still nearby, or... We walked back towards the smoldering pile of wood where Fawn's house once stood. I could see Fawn's treasures littered about on the ground, most of it burnt to a crisp and barely recognizable. I crouched down to the floor and pushed through the ashes and rubble. I picked up a little wooden toy, untouched by the fire somehow. An animal. A small, sad smile came to his face when I held it out to him.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I feel like if I wasn't here, none of this would have ever happened to you.
I can't handle this guilt. My chest feels heavy, like it's slowly consuming me. I'm the first person he's ever seen out here, and he showed me kindness when he didn't have to. Look what he got in return. His whole life is ruined in one night. Everything he's built up, everything he loves, all gone.
No, it's not your fault. I don't want you to blame yourself. This is because of me.
I don't know how much longer I can hold back my tears. We worked together to move some of the debris until we finally made out some scraps of fabric, all melted to lifeless bodies underneath them. As disgusting as it was, I couldn't look away. They were people too. Even if what happened to Fawn was probably their fault.
I guess they didn't survive.
The two men were half crushed underneath the rubble. They didn't stand a chance. I hope for their sake they died quickly when the tree collapsed around them slowly in the flames. Fawn put his arm around my shoulder and turned me away from the gruesome scene.
Don't look anymore. It'll only make it worse.
You're right. Did you see the third one?
I'm not sure. Everything's so burnt.
He was standing so close to us, I could have almost touched him. He might have survived. If he's alive, is he still in the area, or did he flee after seeing what happened to his companions? I don't know. I scanned the area, nothing. Nothing. Wait. I caught a glimpse of red between the greenery. What is that?
Wait. Look over there.
I walked towards the vibrant color and pulled back the charred branches that stood in the way. My breath caught in my throat. Slumped up against a tree trunk was a man, long flowing red hair, eyebrows furrowed in pain. It wasn't the first time I'd seen him either. A man that I bumped into only a few days ago. The one that told me about the speaker's archives. A man from Aurelia Cavella.
No way.
I heard a gasp from behind me. None of us expected to find him so easily.
Shit.
And we'll find out more in the next episode, awesome ones. As yeah, it had to be a short episode today, but that was definitely eventful, and I think there's gonna be more, as it seems like Leo is gonna join us on our adventure to I don't know where now. Who knows? We're probably gonna go to one of the nearby towns. That's my guess, but let me know in the comment box down below. What did you think of this episode? Was that terrifying? Yeah, that was pretty terrifying. And not only that, but that was also, wow, the music. I'm not sure if you guys felt the same, but man, that music was freaking amazing, if I say so myself. But again, if you guys want to try this out, link in the description box down below gives you the link to the demo where you can try it yourself, the extended demo, which is supposedly 7 hours long. So holy shit, if that's a demo, like I know it's just an extended demo, but oh my god, that's insane if you ask me. Wow, that makes me happy because I just know the full game is going to be even longer, which I'm all down for, as there's endless possibilities, and that makes me happy and excited. But anyways, let me know in the comments down below what you think. If you haven't already, also subscribe down below if you haven't. Of course, that'd be much appreciated. Again, I want to hit 1,000 subscribers before, let's say, yeah, I just sometime in the next 2 weeks. That'd be awesome if we hit 1,000 subscribers within the next 2 weeks, if we can. So if you haven't already, click the subscribe button. Of course, click that bell button so you can be notified when another video comes up. And again, expect a live stream tomorrow or possibly Thursday or both. It's 1,000% happening because there's nothing else happening literally for the rest. Because it's just, I've been watching the stars a lot, so that's been the main reason, I would think, if I had to think about it. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all later. Okay, love you, and don't forget to stay awesome. Bye.